Ben Napier, an accomplished reality TV host, has been working as the host of the reality television series Hometown for the last 7 seasons. He indeed has created a massive fan base, which is not only his hometown, but the entire United States. Together with his wife Erin Napier, Ben has managed to renovate some of the oldest and most unattractive homes into a dream place to live, and Ben has shown to be a truly gifted carpenter. He can see a house and instantly imagine what it would look like after it is flipped. However, in Season 7 of the show, Ben became inactive and was barely involved in most of the activities on the show. This left his fans wondering what exactly had happened to him that led to his absence from our screens. What tragedy befell Ben Napier? Stick around to find out as this video explores the personal life of the HGTV star and what really happened to him that led to his absence in Season 7. Ben Napier was born on the 24th of September in 1983. He was raised in Laurel, Mississippi, where he is also currently residing with his wife, Erin Napier. Ben went to Laurel High, from which he got to know everything related to history and art well. For him, he engaged himself in the work of carpentry and architecture, improved his skills, and appreciated the historic buildings in the town. During his early childhood, Ben often wandered through the city streets fueled by his insatiable curiosity. Usually, he would look into abandoned houses and gardens to discover the histories behind each building. He was raised in a Christian home and his father was a preacher, so he grew up to be a very devoted Christian. His mother and father were ministers. This made him believe that it was his duty to become a minister as well. Ben was prepared to work in a church from the start, and at a very young age, he was ordained as a minister. He worked as a woodworker during that time, and he had a knack for quickly turning the most ugly things into stylish, contemporary pieces. For that, he used to receive a lot of praise as well, and eventually, woodworking turned into his passion. He clearly knew the fact that he had to pursue a career out of his own real interest, which was just in addition to a full-time job as a youth minister at that time in the Methodist Church. Ben progressively chose to do what he really liked, woodworking, and specialized in various jobs to improve his woodworking skills. He met the love of his life, Erin Napier, while working as a full-time woodworker. They have been married for 15 years and have 2 young children. Although Ben still tries to practice his religion as much as possible, his current priority is his career. Furthermore, the show has made him famous, and now a lot of people contact him to help them create their countertops, cabinets, and other woodwork. Ben gained a lot of weight during the growth of his career, despite the fact that he was already a larger man. He got to understand the unhealthy state and the need for a change in his life around 2015. The Napiers revealed during episodes of their HGTV show that Ben was having high blood pressure due to his weight. Ben revealed that his family members were all larger than average, and now he's seen that it can be a problem. He was deeply saddened as he witnessed how his dad and other family members suffered dearly from a vast number of illnesses as they aged. Hence, he decided to take matters into his own hands and build a better life for both himself and his family. Ben hardly ever had some time for himself because he was often covered in sawdust as he was trying to create the hardest woodworking projects. He not only didn't have time to clean his shop, but he barely had to himself either. When Ben suffered from health issues, he realized how important it was for him to make changes to his unhealthy lifestyle. This turned out to be one of the best decisions he ever made. All he did was add some cardio and weight training to his daily routine. Aside from that, eating healthily and letting go of his love for greasy bacon played a significant role in his weight loss journey. He ended up losing 55 pounds and becoming much healthier. Ben Napier was born in Laurel, Mississippi, and has lived there all his life, so his hometown means much more than a physical location to him. This town represents a lot of his life's memories, especially how he met his wife, Erin Napier. Erin and Ben met while attending Jones County Junior College in Ellisville, Mississippi. However, the two didn't get to know each other until she interviewed Ben for the school yearbook. Not long after, they decided that they would get married. They were only 19 and 21 at that time and didn't even know what their future would be like. Erin revealed that they both had so much love for each other that they promised to marry merely a week after meeting. 3 years after meeting, Ben proposed to Erin in a bookstore in Oxford, Mississippi. They got married at the University of Mississippi's Paris Yates Chapel and have been living happily together in Ben's hometown since then. Their mutual love of historic preservation gave them an immediate bond and formed the cornerstone of everything they have achieved. After completing his studies, Ben was driven to come back to Laurel in order to make a big improvement in his area. He got to work on their first home, a small cottage full of potential. Due to Ben's love for woodwork, the couple took over ownership and reopened laurelmercantile.co, a local shop that had been previously closed. After Erin shared many updates about the building's renovation, the shop opened its doors to the public. The couple, who were expecting their first baby, welcomed with mixed feelings the birth of Helen in January 2018. In addition to this, the couple are proud parents to their second daughter, May Napier, who was born on May 28, 2021. Regardless of the fact that their HGTV show brings them into the spotlight, they try to be as low-key and private as they possibly can. They have a respect for privacy in their private lives and their daughters as well. But sometimes they do share their present moments and family events through posts on social media. For Ben, it's not a good idea to allow his young daughters to appear on the program quite frequently. Even when they do, their faces are normally blurred. This is because Ben is not ready to probe into his daughters' personal lives before they are old enough to decide whether they want to be on the reality show or not. Hometown is an American TV show hosted by Ben and Erin Napier, a husband and wife duo. The show kick-started on TV before Ben and Erin became social media sensations due to their blogs. They had been marking their home improvement process and life in Laurel, Mississippi on their blog, Make Something Good Today. They fell in love with historical houses and the character of their town, which suited HGTV producers. In 2014, Lindsay, who was the director of original programming for HGTV, contacted Ben and Erin and asked them about the possibility of developing a TV series based on their work and their love for their hometown. Lindsay had the idea of introducing the Napiers as a creative duo in the home renovation and design arena, as well as an honest and genuine commitment to Laurel and its people. After many conversations and meetings with HGTV executives, Hometown became an official HGTV series. The show was finally premiered on the HGTV network in 2016, where Ben and Erin Napier unveiled their vision of renovating old homes and transforming Laurel, Mississippi into a more vibrant town. Hometown sees Ben and Erin Napier assist homeowners looking to remodel their old properties to make them beautiful again, all in Laurel, Mississippi. Each episode focuses on a new renovation project that showcases the Napiers' design skills and passion for restoring historic properties. The episodes start with a potential client selecting a home from the 2 or 3 options that the Napiers recommend. The client is presented with a renovation plan, while the actual work is done without the client being involved in it. The client doesn't even get to see the home until the work is completed. Ben Napier acts as the main contractor and craftsman of the show, while Erin Napier concentrates on decor and design. Their love and understanding of each other always made every project a success, regardless of how difficult it was. Even on television, the couple's love, relationship, and work together was an open book for everyone to observe and learn from. HGTV made the right decision to include them in the show, and it was no surprise when the show started to grow from its very first episode, which captured the hearts of fans. In the very first episode of Hometown, we got to see Ben and Erin's first time offering their help to a couple who were looking to remodel their shotgun house. This episode was full of excitement, and they both managed to complete the renovation successfully. The episode was called Big Renovation in a Small Town. The project proved to be a success, and it can truly be said that it was the start of many more achievements. Not so long ago, Ben and Erin managed to renovate an old 1900-style Victorian house into a charming family home. They've never had 3 homeowners to please for a single renovation, so it's possibly their most dramatic project to date for Hometown. The homeowners are all grown siblings, scattered across the United States. They wanted to have a house in their hometown where their children would grow up and learn all the lessons that their hometown had taught them. In that episode, Ben and Erin helped Anne, Russell, and Emily to revive a Victorian house that had stood in their family for ages. The Victorian home that had been built in 1900 was very old, and therefore a complete restoration was required. The siblings wanted to make a home that could satisfy both their own requirements and preserve the family's heritage. By the end of the episode, even the once crumbling Victorian house had been changed into a beautiful and warm family home, where the individual needs of siblings were fully recognized and the family's heritage was preserved. Another episode that captured the hearts of fans around the world takes us back to Season 3, Episode 8. The creative duo takes some time to reflect on the project of the craftsman cottage that belonged to a young family that wanted to renovate the building while preserving its history. The creative duo takes some time to reflect on the project of the craftsman cottage that belonged to a young family that wanted to renovate the building while preserving its history. Here, the creative duo takes some time to reflect on the project of the craftsman cottage that belonged to a young family that wanted to renovate the building while preserving its history. Ben quickly turned the building into the family's dream home while preserving the building's history. With the help of Erin, the children in the home were also well taken care of, with playful features added to the children's rooms. The show's 12th episode of its 5th season features another instance in which the power couple triumphantly saved the day. This project involved the complex structure of a historic bank building, so it wasn't just any old project. The building was currently owned by a typical family who desired to make it into an attractive home. At first, it was a challenge, but Ben and Erin were able to use their creativity to their advantage. The end result was a stunning home with the bank's vault door preserved, as well as other architectural features that were repurposed in creative ways. On Erin's end, the house was designed in a way that gave it a creative combination of an industrial look and a warm family atmosphere. All of these projects work together to keep fans captivated and eager to watch each episode. The show is still incredibly popular and is currently ranked as the top real estate show on Agent Wealth Hustle. Considering the success of the TV show, the decision of HGTV to develop the continuation of the TV series in the form of a multi-series franchise was an expected step for some people. Hometown has had many spin-offs from the show, such as Hometown Ben's Workshop, Hometown Kickstart, and Hometown Takeover. Hometown Takeover began in May 2021 and focused on the Napiers' experience in renovating individual properties, as well as the overall look and feel of small towns. Just like the parent show, the show has become a beautiful experience for fans. Hometown Takeover takes viewers on a tour of small-town renovation projects on the go. Throughout the series, the couple visits different towns and helps build structures. This time, they have a bigger crew. In the first season of the show, the team worked on renovating homes, businesses, and public buildings in Watka, Alabama. In 2021, a spin-off series titled Hometown Ben's Workshop was also released. This series focuses on Ben's passion for woodwork and invites viewers to follow him as he creates new things. On the show, viewers can watch as Ben explains and presents different interesting woodwork projects in his workshop known as Scotsman's Company. The show has also gained a lot of popularity as viewers enjoy the serene atmosphere of Ben's workshop and watch him engage in fun conversations with famous guests, such as musicians and sports stars. Hometown Kickstart is a new spin-off series from Erin and Ben that will continue to ignite small-town passion across the country. After it was announced to premiere in 2022, Ben and Erin were to travel to 6 different cities across the country. The cities included Buffalo, Cornwall, Winslow, LaGrange, Thomaston, and Minden, Louisiana. The whole point of the show is to restore a local hero's home, make an improvement for a small business, and overall, renovate a public space to add value to the community. Through these hometown spin-offs, the franchise takes a step up, making them cover small-town life, design, DIY, and other components of remodeling. Each spin-off brings a different perspective to the franchise while preserving the warmth and authenticity that has made Hometown such a popular show. To date, Ben and Erin have not declared any of their assets, though the variety and diversity of their vast creative efforts make it reasonable to assume that they make enough money to afford a good life. Ben and Erin are not limited to Hometown as they co-host several other spin-offs, shows, and specials. For instance, Ben's Workshop, Hometown Takeover, Where Are They Now?, and Hometown Kickstart on both channels, HGTV and Discovery+. Regarding Ben and Erin's income per show, the specific amount is still unclear. Nonetheless, comparatively, fellow reality stars Brian and Sarah Boimler collect $50,000 a week for the filming of their own show, Renovation Island. Hence, it is reasonable to predict that the Napiers receive a similar payment or even more for every episode of Hometown. Besides reality TV, Ben and Erin have a multi-purpose source of income from other sources. In December 2016, Ben and Erin started their store named laurelmercantile.co, the same year Hometown debuted on HGTV. In 2018, they launched Scotsman General Store and Woodshop. Therefore, on top of being hosts, media personalities, and creators, Ben and Erin also involve themselves in many side hustles. There isn't any confirmed source about their net worth, but different sources estimated their net worth to be more than $5 million. Even though Hometown is clearly becoming more and more popular, during its 7th season, an odd incident occurred that scared viewers all across the world. Ben had a peculiar change in behavior during this time. He became docile and inactive all of a sudden. Ben, who is renowned for his large stature, was observed to be absent more frequently when heavy lifting was required. People were really curious and totally shocked when they finally got the answers they were seeking. It was revealed that the man had been struggling with the sickness for a long time, and he had been experiencing shoulder issues for years. At first, everyone thought it to be a basic part of the job, but the pain in the shoulder began to get unbearable. He was hoping that his pain would just resolve on its own, but unfortunately, it kept getting worse to the point where he could barely move or do even the most simple tasks. This is when he went for surgery, which was extremely painful and took him several months to recover fully. Ben's rotator cuff surgery successfully resolved his shoulder problem. In addition to the rotator cuff repair, Erin shared on Instagram that Ben also had his cartilage removed and that a bone spur was shaved. As stated by the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons, AAOS, a rotator cuff is a tendon that covers the top of the upper arm bone in the shoulder area. This tendon performs vital functions such as lifting and rotating the arm. As you can imagine, recovering from such a complex procedure was a slow process, and it took a lot of patience for Ben, who is a full-time woodworker and renovator. Not jumping in and helping out with the Hometown projects was the worst part of my recovery, he told People. According to the AAOS, recovery for a rotator cuff repair starts with 4 to 6 weeks of wearing a sling and doing light passive exercise under the guidance of a physical therapist. After that, active exercise starts, and strength training is added 8 to 12 weeks after surgery. Ben had the surgery, and he recovered fairly quickly. To help him recover faster, he also decided to team up with a physical therapist and regularly work on his movements. The HGTV star had a tough time bouncing back, but thanks to his wife and his physiotherapist, he quickly got back on his feet. He even returned to the field, this time renovating an old house for some first-time buyers, who ended up falling in love with the house. Ben isn't going to let his talent go to waste, and even though the last few years haven't been easy for him, he will continue to grow his business while also providing us with some much-needed nostalgia by showcasing beautiful Victorian and vintage homes on the reality TV series. Hometown viewers will get to experience Ben's post-surgery journey through a recording of a FaceTime call he had with his wife, Erin. The couple have also confirmed that several clips of Ben's recovery will be featured in the upcoming season.